Swedish, gokrel. Is that right?
That is right. God kväll, masalama.
Well, not yet masalama, actually.
No, you're right.
Welcome to the 68th episode of the weekly virtual Big B meetup, Qatar's popular community outreach initiative founded in 2018. And in 2020, the pandemic brought about its virtual and virtual real editions. It aims to inspire, to inform, to educate, and bring communities together. It is inspired by the people of Qatar, both local and expatriate, and dedicated to my mother. Today, we host a phenomenally happy and exuberant personality, Anne Jangsell Williams. Welcome, Anne.
Tack, as we say in Sweden. We say tack.
Tack? How does that go?
So tack is thank you.
Oh, tack. That's nice. That's a one-syllable word. That's a lovely. I like tack. Tack.
Yeah, tack. It's easy.
Yeah, thank you is too long.
Yeah, it's too long. Shukran is very nice to say. Shukran, tack.
Yeah, true. So, please, could you introduce yourself to our audience, Anne?
Of course. So I'm Anne, and I'm Swedish. I have been here in Qatar for 4.5 years. In September, it will be five, the big 5 celebration.
Oh, wow.
And I came here directly from Sweden, so I haven't been, of course, I have been traveling, but I haven't been living abroad before. So I'm a love immigrant. I came due to love. So,
oh, wow. That's nice. I never heard of that before. A love immigrant.
I'm a love immigrant. Yes.
We will touch on that a little later, but yeah, that's a new word for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You learn every day. You never fail to learn something new every day,
True. It's true.
Yeah. So tell us something about, you exude so much of happiness. And this is one of the reasons I have you on the program today, because we all need happiness in our lives, And you are the founder of Happy People, a lovely group of like-minded people in Qatar. Can you please elaborate on that? Explain a bit how the idea came about.
Yeah. So actually, Bosco, thank you for inviting me also, of course. Thank you. And I'm so happy because yesterday, no, wait a minute, the 18th, Happy People Doha celebrated 3 years as a group, which is very funny. And so from the beginning, I was working as a business development director at one of the film production companies here in Qatar. And my job was to be out there, on all the networking events and, meet and greet and meet as much people as possible to make connections and spread the word about the company and things like that. And then I realized I didn't get all the invitations that I wanted to have. So I was like, how can I get my hands on all the interesting invitations? So I was like, maybe I start this WhatsApp group so we can share amongst each other, the friends that we meet in all these networking events, upcoming networking events. So that was the start. So from the very beginning, from the very beginning was maybe like 2-3 people, but then it kind of grew, and people start talking about it. And, after the next networking event, we were maybe like 10 and then 15, 20, and it became this group. So we kind of shared more than upcoming events with each other. We kind of shared support with each other. Like, do you know that person in that company? Can you help me? It's like connections. And then someone said to me, Anne, you know all of us, but we don't know each other. So why don't we have monthly gatherings? So we did. So this was back in 2019. So back then it was no pandemic. We could meet and greet.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit. So then we couldn't meet.
Okay.
So, and Happy People Doha, from the very beginning, it was called Happy People Join Me, because I wanted to have in the group, because you go into all these events and you go by yourself, and sometimes you just need someone to go with you, to feel a little bit more strong, and to just feel a bit more powerful, not powerful like that, but you more like, sometimes you just don't
Positivity, a
Yeah.
positive.
So, and then Fabienne from Serve Corp, she said, Anne, I think it's going to call just Happy People Doha. So thanks to Fabienne, it's called Happy People Doha.
Oh, lovely. So it started in 2018 in April?
19.
19. Okay, 19. Sorry, we started in 2018. Okay. So 2018, Happy People started, and you had like what, three or four members?
The first 2 weeks, well, maybe 3, 4, 5. And then it kind of, people were like, oh, Anne, we heard about this group. Can we join? And I was like, yeah, sure. But we had this thing that we need to meet before. So we cannot just add for, the sake of adding.
That makes sense. Lovely.
Yeah. So we want to meet first and then make sure that the person is really happy. At the moment, we are quite a large group, so we are not adding too much people at the moment.
Yeah.
So, but who knows?
How many members are you now from the 3 that you had in 2019?
So now we are 189.
189 happy people.
Yes, I'm sure there is more happy people out there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. How, I mean, is there a criteria to join the group, or how do you become a member, or why, or what is the motive?
I would say it's not the criteria as such. Of course, you need to be happy. So Pete, my husband, he said, well, I'm going to start one who call it Grumpy People Doha.
Oh,
No,
for Pete's sake.
You know that he's happy. He's happy.
Yes, he is. He is.
So no, you need to be happy, and not like, you need to be cheerful all the time. But I think people who have joined, they see what kind of group it is, because it's not where we sell to each other. It's not like you need to be something that you're not. You can be yourself. And it's very prestigeless. I mean, it's quite senior people in the group. It's from embassies, chambers, councils, But
yeah,
I
I've
think
seen that. I'm one of the newest members there, maybe only a month or so. And I've seen that
happy to have you.
It's not any hard selling group, and that's what I liked about it, And then you are heading it, and you exude so much of happiness that it's so nice to have you, in the group and showcase everything in the group. It's very nice. How many nationalities are represented?
So I did a little quick, because today we have the International Language Day.
Yes, that was my next question, actually. Yeah.
So I think the last time I looked, it was a little bit over 30 different nationalities.
That's huge, because
Really?
I mean, in comparison, I've had about 18 or 20 nationalities on my program. And talking of nationalities, you are the first Swede on my show.
I'm very happy.
Super Swede. Yeah, super Swede. Yeah. You're also the first president, one of the first presidents on my show. Presidents of associations, not of countries. Yeah, but
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Yeah.
We're gonna make sure you have some.
Well, yeah, let's see. You never know.
Never know.
Going back to nationalities and mother tongue, how many languages do you speak, since you're from a Nordic area, and your Sweden for me is Scandinavia is more of a country than Sweden. You are so close to each other, and even the culture. So I'm sure you speak more than 1 or 2 or 3 languages. How many languages do you speak?
Well, I do understand the Scandinavian languages, except if you see Scandinavia, Sweden and Norway and Denmark.
Yes.
And those I do understand. However, if you talk about the Nordic countries, then we have Finland as well, and that is a total different language.
Oh.
So that I do not speak.
Okay.
And I don't understand it. I just can say hello.
and how would that be?
Moi moi.
Wow, that's nice. That's pretty cute. Yeah, lovely. So 3 languages. I think. The last time you spoke, you said 6 because
Well,
I was
it's
in awe.
Norwegian, then Danish, Swedish, English. I do understand some German,
Okay.
and then my own gibberish.
Yeah, I love that gibberish language. That's a lovely
Yes,
language. Many
you
people
know,
speak that, but everybody has their own version.
yes, I'm the Swedish chef from the Muppet Show.
Okay, that's fantastic. I like that. Yeah. Uh, let's move a little bit towards another topic, another accolade that you hold, or a position. You're the president of the Swedish Association in Qatar.
Yes,
Can
I
you
am.
give? Can you tell us about it? I mean,
So it's our community club, and as you know, well, maybe you don't know, but we are not hugely represented here in Qatar. We are around the last time before the pandemic, we were 570, something like that,
what? 570
540,
sweets? That's
or
pretty
maybe
decent.
540. But then the pandemic hit, so a lot of Swedes, some of the families left. But I
Okay.
also know that some new have joined. So I would say maybe 400, 450, well, give and take.
Okay.
But it's not a huge community. But
Okay.
the club, the Swedish Association of Qatar, was founded. It is, if it's not 11, it's 12 years ago.
Oh wow.
For the people who lived here and their families, and to gather up by our big festivities,
Yeah.
National Day, all those midsummer, and all those things that we celebrate. And just to
Okay.
have, to preserve also the language for the kids, and,
Yes.
things like that. So
Yeah.
it's been ongoing since then. And when I moved here, 2017, because it's very nice, every year in the autumn, the Swedish embassy, together with the Swedish club, arrange like a welcome event for all the newcomers and the old timers.
That's beautiful.
So I went, I think I've been here for like a week, and I went and I met the ambassador and all the amazing Swedish people. And it just made me feel a bit like home. And it was very helpful, because in the beginning I had a lot of questions. So it was so helpful. And after a year, I was elected as the president, because I think no one wants to take it. So I took it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that would be the reason. I would say it's an easy decision to make Anne the president of the Swedish
Oh,
Association.
well, I don't know, but it has been fun, So where, you know me since before, and you know that I like arranging events. It is in my core. I've been working with it for many years before. So I think it's one of those things I really enjoy, to make people happy once again, and to make them connect, and networking, and exchange
Yeah.
experiences. I think that is one of the things. So yeah, so we do things for the Swedes, and also the Swedes' friends. So you don't have to be Swedish. So you have to
Oh,
come the next time, Bosco.
absolutely. Yeah.
All
Why?
our guests.
Definitely. I've never been to Sweden, and as a photographer, it's my dream to visit Sweden. I
You
would like to
should.
see the Northern Lights,
Mm,
and I want to do. I want to not swim. I want to visit the fjords. Fjords.
mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know much about I don't know much about the Swedish cuisine, but saying that, I would like to say that for me, you are the cultural ambassador of Sweden to Qatar. So
Oh.
so please imagine we are at a tourism event. Maybe we are at uh, we are at the tourism Qatar event, and
Mhm.
you can explain to me about Sweden. I'm at the pretend we are at the Swedish tourism counter
Okay.
kiosk, and I'm
Okay.
saying, so why Sweden? Why should I visit Sweden, Anne?
Bosco, you're up for a treat. I mean, really. Have you ever heard about the Swedish smorgasbord?
No, see.
So the Swedish smorgasbord, because we like to have in our festivities when we celebrate, we have all sorts of stuff on our table. So that's the Swedish smorgasbord. It's like a lot of things. So it's like the pickled herring, it's the meatballs, it is the salmon, it's all the good stuff. And that is Sweden for me, because you have all the things you can think about. You have all the lakes, you have the mountains, you have the archipelago, you have the forests, you have the wildlife, you have it all. So, and it's I mean, it's such a long country. I'm not sure. Have you seen how Sweden looks like? It's very long.
Yes, I was pretty good at my geography in school, and I
Yes,
always was taken up by Nordic countries, and yeah. So I
it's
know
like
how.
extremely long, but we are so few who live there. It's only 10.5 million people,
Okay,
our population.
not many Swedes then.
So no. So I mean, you can get to a really quiet place if you fancy that. You can go into the forest and just hear like the birds, or you can go to Stockholm, where I come
Wow.
from. And yes, Pete writes meatballs. Yes, Swedish meatballs.
Yes, they are my favorite too, because that's the only thing I buy when I go to IKEA.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I think you would like it. And you were talking about the Northern Light, so and the fjords. So
yeah.
what I did a couple of years ago, and I must say it's one of the best trips I have ever done. At the time, I had been working very much, and I needed a break. So I took a train. I took the train from Stockholm
Oh
all
wow.
the way up to the Norwegian highest top, all the way through Sweden, up to Norway, to Narvik, and where I saw for the first time myself, I saw the fjords.
Oh wow.
And I was crying my eyes out. I was like, it's so beautiful. And the cleaners on the train, they were looking at me, and I was crazy. What is wrong with her? And so I would say, go to Sweden, take the train up to Norway, go out and buy a coffee like I did and a hot dog, and go back on the train to Stockholm.
Absolutely, I would. I'm definitely. I'm
37
definitely going to do
hours.
that.
It
In
was
fact,
amazing.
in fact, I want to do it this year. I want to do it this summer because I'm planning to visit Sweden this summer.
Yeah.
Hopefully, let's see, maybe for a week or two, and I would like to see a lot of Sweden,
I see that
Gothenburg.
my mom wrote her also, because my mom is online. She said, don't forget Skåne. No, I am from Skåne. And
Okay, definitely. In fact,
Skåne is in the southern part of Sweden, and it's a connected little bridge, not a little, it's a connected bridge to Denmark, so you can go by train to Copenhagen.
oh wow, I want to visit Gothenburg.
Gothenburg, I used to work in Gothenburg. Gothenburg is beautiful. It's
Yeah,
called
and
Little London.
okay, that's a nice way to say it.
Yeah.
And also the museums, definitely the museum for the Vikings, if there is one.
Yes.
I'm
And
sure.
ABBA.
Oh yeah, how can I forget ABBA? Yeah,
How can you forget ABBA?
absolutely, absolutely. It was my uncle's favorite band growing up, and he in fact looked like one of the ABBA guys, with the long hair and the blonde eyes.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. They live in Australia
wow.
now. Yeah, so
I always wanted to be Agneta with the blonde hair. So I was singing. I think my mom will remember this. I was singing in front of the mirror, with a what do you call that? When you jumping, the skipping rope. And I
yeah.
was
Oh,
singing.
okay. Wow,
Yes.
wow. Yeah, we'll get there because I definitely want to know your workout regime because I'm in awe of your workout regime every day, every week, day in and day out. Amazing. I just
I
can't
just
imagine.
took it up
Pardon me?
again. I took it up again. I was a really good one 2 years ago, just before I was about to get married to my Pete.
Oh yeah.
Yes, then
How
I
can I
did
forget
a
the
lot of
wedding?
exercise.
Yeah.
And
How
you
can you
know
forget?
about this wedding.
Yes, absolutely. It was amazing. It was the only and the first ever wedding I shot during COVID, along with camera queen Qatar and Quintin
Yes.
and the lovely Lucky Allure.
Yes, we
Yeah,
had a good time. You were the photographer with your sister
yeah, yeah,
for our COVID wedding.
yeah. It was lovely. It was really nice.
So,
And Quentin was amazing.
yeah,
It's a pity,
amazing.
it's a
What
pity
a
he couldn't
memory.
make it today. He was busy, so he couldn't make it today. But
Yeah.
I will definitely get Quentin on the program at some point. Uh,
Yeah, before that, I was doing a lot of exercise. I'm not sure if you remember, we were climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Everest in our
yeah, yeah,
staircase.
yeah. So it's funny you said Kilimanjaro. My friends just summited Kilimanjaro 4 days ago, and they're back
Wow,
from Kilimanjaro. Mo Altani and Big Joe.
that
Uh,
is
yeah,
so cool.
it is, and a couple of other people they've taken there. He goes regularly to Kilimanjaro, Mount Kili. Yeah,
Wow.
I say killing it at Kili.
That is amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I would be able to do it back then 2 years ago when I did it in the stairs, because I did it in the stairs. We did both, me and Pete.
that's amazing. Staircase running is not easy. I
It's
know
not.
that it is not. I know it from step running. I know it from a friend, from some of my sports friends. They do it for high performance abilities during sports. So it's not an easy thing to do. That's fantastic.
It's
Uh, you know,
fantastic. But I'm happy that since 1st of January, I picked it up again. So I have
Mabruk.
unbroken records on the 1st of January, one
Great.
day at a time.
One day at a time. That's a
Yes.
beautiful way to say it.
I
It's a
don't want to
popular.
take all the 365 days because it would be too much. But that is my goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Coming back to Sweden, I cannot stop, but I have to mention when you say Sweden, I have to mention Henrik Larsson as
Mm,
one of the famous footballers,
yeah, good
and
one.
Thomas Brolin, another player
Yes.
I used to follow as a kid. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a tennis player as Magnus Larsson, or I
Mm,
remember him because other than Stefan Edberg. I mean,
yeah, and Björn Borg.
Björn Borg. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, Björn Borg was not my time. Stefan Edberg was a bit of my time and
Yeah,
your time.
you're a little bit younger than me.
Yeah, we're not going to go about ages here.
No,
Nope,
no, no,
that's
no,
not.
no.
Yeah.
Moscow, we are in our 30s.
Well, I would say the early 20s.
Oh,
Forget.
yes.
Yes,
Yes, yes.
let's keep it at that.
I would totally agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
And
not so good with tennis players, actually.
oh,
Sorry, but I do know Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the
yeah,
great
yeah.
football player.
I'm not a very big fan of his, but
Mm.
I I mean Thomas Brolin. Let's keep it
Yes,
at
I
that.
know you love him. I know
Yeah.
that. And
Uh,
I promised you also, if you ever go to Sweden, I will try to hook you up with him.
well, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
I promised you that.
I'd like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that's fantastic. Uh, let us have a few more questions with you, Anne.
Hmm.
Since you're living in Qatar, you say it's 4.5 years.
Yes, September it will be 5.
Yeah, September is a lovely month. It's one of my favorite months of the year.
Mm.
Many family birthdays in that month. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
from my father to my sister to my mother-in-law to my sister-in-law.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, and what I'd like to know is what is your favorite food in Qatar?
Ooh, ooh la la. You know what? Um, I love all the restaurants that we have, and I'm not saying this just because my husband is looking, but I love my Pete's food. The-
Wow, that
He
is
is the best chef in town. I have done well in the world, but
well. I wouldn't know that. How would I know that?
well, I don't know. But you know what? Maybe you can come for dinner.
Exactly.
Maybe.
That's
Other than that, I would say
that's a subtle way.
shawarma is always good. A good shawarma, or like shish tawuk,
Wow, does he
tabbouleh.
fantastic.
Tabbouleh is my
Fantastic.
favorite, and of course, the Indian cuisine here is amazing.
Okay, lovely.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that just because you're from India.
Talking of Indian, those shiny little things on your ears, they look very Indian.
They are very Indian.
Oh,
Check it
wow.
out. It's
Lovely.
it's a tribute to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Shukriya.
it's also because I got them today from my colleague Mohammed. So
That's
I
so
got them
nice.
as a gift from India. I'm so happy.
That's so nice. They look lovely on you,
Thank
Anne.
you.
Yeah. And talking of favorites, what is your favorite place in Qatar? Don't tell me the
Mm,
jogging track.
I have so many. I have
Sure.
so,
Name them.
so many. But I would say, because one of the first places I went to when I came here, now I'm not sure if I'm saying it correct, and it's Favourite Beach.
Oh, Fawariat Beach. Oh, you
Yes,
like Fawariat Beach. Fantastic.
I
I think
love.
you're a beach bum. Yes, you are, aren't you? You
I'm a
love
little bit,
beaches.
I like the beaches.
That's
However, I think it's closed now, due
uh,
to it's
I
closed.
no, not the whole stretch, but I know which stretch you're talking about because I had documented the turtles.
Yeah,
So I have documented that. That's one part of the beach that is closed, which is
yeah,
good. And yeah, but Qatar, for a small peninsula like Qatar,
yeah.
Qatar has beautiful beaches.
Amazing. And also, if you go out to sea line and go through the desert and go
Yeah,
down
yeah,
to,
yeah.
it's beautiful.
There's another lovely beach called Mafyar. Have you been to Mafyar?
No, I don't think so.
Well, so there's another place that there's another thing I've documented as a photographer, and for a calendar,
Mm,
I produced a couple of years ago, was
wow.
the heritage sites of Qatar. So Mafyar is a heritage site, and it has a beautiful beach. You should go there. It's
Nice.
maybe 30 kilometers ahead of Fuwairiyat, closer to Shamal actually, and maybe 40
Okay.
kilometers. Yeah, it's closer to Shamal, and it's just beautiful. And you can kayak there.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
love paddle boarding.
Oh, lovely. Then you'll enjoy
I'm a
yourself.
paddleboard girl.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So you should go there.
Yes, Pete
I would
is super
suggest.
happy now when we are doing a new adventure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's not fair to ask you only your favorite place in Qatar and your favorite food in Qatar. As a Swede, what is your favorite place in Sweden and the favorite dish of Sweden?
Hmm. Well, okay, I know my mom is looking, but I do love Skåne, which is the southern part, but I also do love Stockholm, the capital,
Okay.
and because it's just so diverse. Stockholm is built on islands, so it's so much water,
Oh,
and the sea, the ocean is meeting the lake.
wow.
It's just so you have like barriers between the salt water and the sweet water.
Oh, wow.
So you can go by boats. It's amazing, and it's so very old. So the old town is from well, when my history here is a little bit bad, but it's very old. It goes back like many, many, many hundreds of years.
Yeah, we have a question for you from Geraldine.
Yes.
And how do you manage to be you, always happy and bubbly 24/7? Yeah, good
Well,
question.
not 24/7. Not 24/7. Always bubbly. But I think I have this inner happiness, and
Inner
I
happiness.
feel so much gratitude.
Yeah,
And I am a grateful person. And I think that we should all be happy for what we got. You know,
that's
we are all still, we are walking on this earth so short time, and we must make it mean something every day, to make the days mean something and to be kind.
you
Yeah.
couldn't you couldn't put it up more well. It's beautifully put. Beautifully put. Now, beautifully put also is Pete Williams. He says, "Mama's house, mama's ribs."
Oh, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Pete, you're right. Mama's house, mama's ribs. It's the best. Yes.
Okay. So I'm inviting myself. That's it. Kalas. That's done. Okay. So in Sweden, I'm going to Mama's house, and in Doha, I'm going to Pete's
Yes,
place.
Bosco. You need to go to mama's house. You need to go to Stockholm. You need to go up north. You need to go to Skåne.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you've been in Doha for 4.5 years, but I don't know why the number seven comes to my mind. Why is seven? 7 years?
What can 7 be?
Because you're a person of numbers. Like it's been 72 months since you met Pete, or 7 years since you met Pete?
I think it's 79. Could it be 79 months ago? At least we met in July 2015. I was passing through.
Yes,
Yes.
you're
So I
talking of
was
passing
like,
through. What was the word you said?
I'm a lab immigrant.
Love immigrant. That's a
Yes.
beautiful
I
word.
quit my job in Sweden and I moved here.
UNESCO should use these words for immigrants. We love immigrants. It's
Yes, I'm a
just,
lab immigrant.
yeah, happy people love immigrants one day at a time. Your gratitude is the right attitude.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
that is right.
lovely things you've been
I
speaking.
also think, Bosco, that a lot of people, when I was moving here and I was quitting my job and all those things, and people were like, "Anne, how can you do that? How can you leave everything?" And I was like, "But what is the worst thing that can happen? What is the worst thing? That I just move back. I just move home again. It's not the end of the world." But it didn't happen, and everything worked out. I got jobs. And then things happen. COVID hit. A lot of people suffered, including me. Because a lot of us lost our jobs.
Yeah.
But then I
Never gave,
focused on other things.
sorry, but you never gave up.
No, well, I do from time to time, but maybe not too long.
But I said you never gave up
No, when I was sad when I lost my job, of course. But
Yes,
then I was like, after maybe 5-6 days, I was like, no, this is not really me being sad and angry. So I did something else. I climbed some mountains in the stairways.
yeah, and
And I got a job.
I read all about it in the Gulf Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was so proud of you.
Everything, thank you, Bosco, and I'm proud of you. But everything works out, no matter what. Things are not the end until the end is here, So we need to try to do the best of it, what we can. And I mean, life is pretty amazing, I have to say.
Yes, and you put it really well. Let us go to some of the last questions here. We didn't really touch on your workout regime. How do you pack in your workout regime? I know you got a new job. You're working for something really beautiful happening in Qatar, the first ever FIFA World Cup in Doha.
I'm very proud. I'm so happy to be a part of that.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
I know it is. Expect amazing and it will be delivered. That's what I say.
Exactly. We deliver amazing every day.
Yeah. I'll give you a little bit of trivia. In 2010, in the summer of 2010, my hockey team, Wanderers, were the bid ambassadors for the FIFA World Cup. When we wore bid shirts, jerseys, and traveled to Barcelona to play a field hockey tournament for street children of India.
Wow.
So I went up to Nasser Al Khater, met up with him, and he gave us the jerseys. And when we came back, he felicitated us with some memorabilia and certificates. So that is our little story towards the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, and you will see something. I will be holding an exhibition of those images later on this year.
Wow.
Nasser knows about it. He's too busy now. He's too busy right now. So
of course,
but
Mr.
he does know.
Nasser is very busy.
Yeah, but that's the story of our Wanderers hockey team with pre-bid World Cup. And so what happened that year in 2010? Spain won the World Cup for the first time in that summer in 2010.
Wow.
They beat my favorite team, Holland. I'm sorry, Dutch are my favorite team. They beat them. And in December, Qatar won the rights to host the World Cup.
Yep.
In 2010. So that is our little story there.
So it's really amazing. I remember when I just went here the first time, and when people were talking about FIFA World Cup Qatar, and it felt so far away in time. Yeah. And here we are now, and it's soon March.
Exactly. I was just thinking of that. Exactly. 2010, and we're in 2022.
It's 12 years ago.
Crazy, yeah. So we still do take one day at a time, right?
Yes,
we do that.
We do. Yes.
And one question at a time. And talking about that, we come to a very exciting part of the show. So, and you get a chance now to host the program. And
Mm.
when I say by saying hosting the program, you get a chance to ask the host, which is me, a question. I've started this over a year ago, and it was very exciting. Many people had lovely questions to ask me, and when we have other participants, they ask each other a question. Even in my physical shows, also. So, what is the question you can ask me? And I'll just request you to be kind, please.
Of course. Oh, Bosco, thank you so much for letting me host your show. And thank you so much for coming to the show, Bosco. It was lovely having you here as my guest.
I like that.
I would like to ask you, because I do know that you have a big heart and your heart is also for the dogs.
Oh.
So can you please tell me a little bit more how that started with your big huge interest for all the love of the dogs here in Qatar?
That's a beautiful question, and I love it. And that just shows your heart, how good it is. So, and on my first birthday, my uncle gifted me a dog
Mhm.
for my first birthday. So that's where my love, my tryst with destiny, my tryst with animals started. I've been an animal lover since I was a kid. And over 20 years, I've been rescuing dogs in Qatar with my friends, with my family. But recently, over the past 4 or 5 years, I've stepped it up a bit. It's not easy, because Qatar has a big population now of feral dogs and cats. I'm more of a dog lover than a cat lover, but I'm an animal lover. And since I've started Big B Meetup, the community program, I've hosted up to 4 or 3 episodes of Adopt, Don't Shop, and have had some wonderful people from the rescue community in Qatar on the show, and they're doing a wonderful job, but they are overwhelmed. Talking of that, Pete did connect with me once for a couple of puppies that he found at his one of his sites. And at once he shared it with me, and I shared it with somebody else, and they said, "Yalla, let's go and help them out." And Pete called me a little later and said, "Okay, we've got it sorted."
Oh.
But the people who came to help, they're also at having a tough time, so they need help as well, but that doesn't stop them. They still go ahead and save the animals, because dog is man's best friend,
It is.
and unconditional love.
And all
Talking,
these beautiful dogs.
talking of dogs, my little fellow, his name is Simba in Swahili, the barking I call him the barking lion of Matar Kadim. He's been a good boy today. He hasn't come and troubled me yet. So he's happy there. Otherwise,
Yes, I have seen him in your social media, and he's such a cutie.
he's adopted. I was a foster fail. I fostered him and another puppy. The other puppy is actually a resident of a building next to your home in the Pearl. A lovely Canadian school teacher has adopted him. And he might not be in Doha now. She might have taken him back to Canada.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the story with animals. Yeah. So that's how, because we need to help these voiceless beings,
True.
And in the heat, it's really difficult here. And I might get slapped on my wrists, but there is a big community of Saluki, a particular breed called Saluki dogs, which are race dogs. They are hunting dogs, and they are part of the heritage of Qatar. But many of them, once they can't perform and they can't run, they're just left, It's true. And I might get into trouble, but it's true. But we need to save these dogs, and these animals, and because you cannot just leave them once they can't perform.
No.
And there are people trying to help them, but we need to help them more.
Yeah, we need to more people that try to do, and also that you can be a flight buddy to dogs.
Oh yeah, please, that would be wonderful. If actually, and that's a lovely thing you touched upon. So there are flight buddies. My sister's been a flight buddy. She was on her way to New York, and she and her husband took 2 or 3 dogs with them it feels really nice. There are right now there are not many countries taking them. Mostly Canada, US, Germany, and I think England. But
Yeah.
if we could add Sweden to that list, we could find a kennel club or something in Sweden that would accept dogs from
Mhm.
Qatar and the Middle East, that would be lovely. That would be a legacy that you could leave among other legacies.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a really good idea. Thank you. I
Yeah.
will take that and investigate, as soon as possible.
Thank you so much. That's lovely.
Thank you.
And thank you. Yeah, and that has come to, we have nearly come to the end of our program. As when we end, Anne, we always ask you to give us a message of love and peace. What is your message of love and peace? I know you might have many, but just give us one. or two.
Okay. I give you my favorite, and that is the best attitude is gratitude.
Oh, that is mine too. Wow, that's
It's a
lovely.
good one.
That's lovely, lovely. And let us bid your mom, who's watching us all the way from what's the place?
Sweden, in not something called Vånevik.
Can you repeat that name for me?
Vånevik.
Warnavik.
Yes, you did super good.
Okay,
You
wow.
know where to go now, and get the best food, and yeah,
Is Lisbeth, right? Mama Lisbeth.
Mama Lisbeth. Yes.
Okay, and Pete. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, and she says Finani.
Fina ni, that's lovely you.
Oh, lovely. That's so nice. Yeah.
Lovely you.
And shukran, and thank you everybody for watching this beautiful show with Anne.
Thank you.
And Anne, could you wish all our guests, I mean our viewers, goodbye in Swedish?
Absolute. And that is good. That is not goodbye. There's hej då.
Oh, lovely. I forgot to make you sing because I remember at the wedding you were doing some lovely singing voices because of the makeup that we were putting on you, and that video should have gone viral.
Yes, I said that to your sister. Don't you dare put it on social media.
Okay, lovely. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely evening,
much.
and we'll see you soon. And ma salama, everybody.
Hej då.